That's the power of retained sexual energy.
No, it is not. Why? No, it's not, bro. Stop saying because somebody like. Can we please stop this whole semen retention thing where people are saying? I'm not arguing that it isn't beneficial to hold in your sexual energy, right? But like, can we stop this rhetoric that the most successful people are extremely successful because they don't have sex? The real reason masturbation is killing your spirit.
Imagine possessing a superpower so potent it could create life, fuel your dreams, and unlock the secrets of the universe.
Ooh.
Now imagine flushing it down the toilet daily. Sounds dumb, right? Well, that's exactly what you're doing every time you masturbate. Take a deep breath.
Hey, yo.
Feel that energy coursing through you.
What is this image, dude?
That's your life force, your power, and you're squandering it. For what?
Can I pause right here? The video just lagged, but I actually was about to pause right here, so this is actually perfect timing. I find it so weird how grown men sit online and like talk about jacking off. Like whether it's in the name of jacking off or in the name of why you shouldn't jack off. Why do grown men get on the internet and tell like teenage boys to not jack off? That's very weird to me. Like, it's just weird. I don't know. That's weird.
A fleeting moment of pleasure? Masturbation isn't just a harmless habit. It's actively killing your spirit.
Okay.
Uncomfortable? Good. Growth happens at the edge of discomfort. Grow up. Ask yourself, are you truly living up to your full potential? Are you as energized, focused, and spiritually connected as possible? If not, what you're about to hear might just revolutionize your life. This isn't about morality or religion. It's about tapping into ancient wisdom that modern science is only beginning to grasp. It's about reclaiming your power and unleashing your true potential. In Taoist philosophy,
yo, the ad that early in the video is dumb. This man put an ad in the video and it hasn't even been a minute. Has it been a minute? Oh, it barely touched a minute. Jeez, bro.
Your body's most precious essence. Think of it as the oil in your car's engine.
Okay.
Every ejaculation depletes this essence, this life force energy.
So you're saying, wait. Okay, well, I guess he's talking about masturbation, but is he even saying for really like this? But like, is he even saying for that too?
The ancient Taoists believed that 100 drops of blood were required to create 1 drop of semen. That's how valuable they considered this fluid. But ejaculating is natural. You're probably thinking, well, it's not natural. You're in a mental paradigm.
That's a black guy. Shout out.
You've been caught in a construct, conditioned to believe that it's natural to self-pleasure into ejaculation. And even if it was natural, we all know the consequences of overindulgence.
Yes.
You can't ascend to your highest self while constantly indulging your lowest impulses.
That is true.
It's like trying to climb a mountain while digging a hole beneath your feet.
Talk that.
Let me get specific about what you're losing with each ejaculation. Semen is a complex fluid containing over 200 separate proteins, as well as vitamins B12, C, and E, zinc, calcium, citric acid, fructose, and other nutrients. You're literally expelling life-giving substances from your body that are meant to be used to create a human baby. This is not rhetoric. This is a fact. But it's not just about the physical components. It's about the energy, the potential, the very essence of creation that you're carelessly tossing away. Every time you masturbate, you're choosing momentary pleasure over long-term power and vitality. Think about the most successful, charismatic people you know.
That is not freaking true. Because the most successful and charismatic people normally are the ones who are banging all the gal them. You know what I mean? Who are busting the most nuts. It just so happens they're not busting their nuts in their hands and they're busting their nuts on and in people's mouths and insides, right? But that is not true at all. What the heck? The most successful charismatic people actually do jack off a lot. Well, not jack off, but actually do like get the rocks off a lot.
Have you ever noticed an aura of magnetism around them? He's got aura.
Yeah.
That's the power of retained sexual energy.
No, it is not. Why? No, it's not, bro. Stop saying because somebody like, can we please stop this whole semen retention thing where people are saying, I'm not arguing that it isn't beneficial to hold in your sexual energy, right? But like, can we stop this rhetoric that the most successful people are extremely successful because they don't have sex? That is not true at all.
When you stop wasting this energy, you start radiating a charisma that attracts success, opportunities, and deep connections.
That is not true because there's a lot of dudes on semen retention. There's a lot of dudes who don't beat their meat, no fap and all that, and they're freaking cucks. They're what do they call them? They're incels, bro. They're bro. Stop it, bro. This is not true at all. You can't. It all comes to your mindset. You can be extremely successful. We've seen Kanye West, one of the top musical artists ever, came out and said he had an extreme addiction problem to masturbation and pornography. So this is not true at all. I'm not saying this can't be an obstacle in your way of getting to success, but this isn't the sole reason you're not successful isn't because you don't beat your meat. That is not true.
Comment below if you know you've been depleting these vitamins and nutrients.
You see what I mean? That's such a weird thing to say. Like, comment down below if you've been beating your meat. Grown men, by the way. No offense to this dude. Unless
For the
you take
skeptics, I'll explain the science. 1. Frequent masturbation desensitizes dopamine receptors,
right,
numbing you to life's joys. This isn't just about sex, it affects your ability to feel pleasure and motivation in all areas of life. You're essentially giving yourself a form of anhedonia, the inability to feel pleasure. 2. Ejaculation lowers testosterone, crucial for energy, motivation, and cognitive function. Studies have shown that abstaining from ejaculation for 7 days can increase serum testosterone levels by 145.7%. Imagine what that could do for your energy levels, your mental clarity, and your drive to achieve your goals. 3. Porn-induced erectile dysfunction is a growing concern.
Yeah,
rewiring brains to respond to pixels instead of people. This isn't just affecting your sex life.
People are actually more turned on by videos, and when it comes to an actual girl, they can't get it up. What?
It's changing the way your brain processes reward and pleasure,
that's
potentially impacting your ability to form deep, meaningful relationships. 4. Research has shown that semen retention can increase androgen receptors in the brain. This means your body becomes more responsive to the testosterone you have, amplifying its positive effects.
I feel like all of this is like already well known though. Like all of this is already definitely well known by like almost everybody. Everybody who beats your meat, they pretty much know about all this too. There's no way you don't consistently beat your meat and never check into the effects of it. Just the same as the people who consistently smoke, do drugs, don't know the effects of it. But it's like, is this supposed to, like, what is the point of these videos? Is it just supposed to be let's look at the comments real quick. Is this like a breeding ground for people to just talk, I'm quitting today and never going back? That nigga's lying. That guy's lying. Every time someone likes this, I will use this as a reminder to stay focused. This just seems so gay. I'm gonna be honest. No hate to the LGBTQ, but it just seems so freaking gay. What is it's just a bunch of grown men talking about jacking off. No shame though, to be fair, because there's no shame in people who sit in a circle and talk about doing coke or alcohol and stuff like that. So who am I to even judge this, if I'm being honest though, too, and say it's who am I to say that? No, fuck it. I said what I said. This is weird.
5. Abstaining from ejaculation has been linked to increased spinal cord reflex excitability. In simpler terms, this means improved physical performance and faster reflexes. Now, let me tell you about injaculation, the practice of experiencing orgasm without ejaculation.
Talk that.
Yes, orgasm is separate from ejaculation. This isn't just some new age concept. It's rooted in ancient Taoist sexual practices.
Talk that.
And is gaining recognition in modern sexology. Research and our own experience tells us that ejaculation will lead to increased energy levels by retaining the nutrients and life force in semen. You're keeping that energy in your body. Improved prostate health.
All right, so he's just letting off a bunch of random facts that I don't really care about. I'm gonna be honest with you. Right, let's go to essential through sexual mastery instead, because this actually seems like it could be interesting.
Sexual energy.
And I get hit with an ad. Y'all see what I'm talking about? I get hit with a random freaking ad. It's all right, though. That was probably a good place to put the ad. But the first ad had no reason to be there. It's all right. YouTube
is the key to higher consciousness, the fuel for Kundalini awakening.
Okay.
But instead of raising this energy to enlighten your mind, you're spilling it out, dimming your light.
Okay, yeah, I'm not listening to the rest of this video because frankly, it just sounds like he's just. It's okay, guys. Remember, we are spiritual beings. It goes soul, subconscious, conscious, then it goes body, right? You don't start to fix a problem. You don't look at the physical first because this is the effect realm. This is the last realm to experience things. If you got mad and punched somebody in the physical realm, that means you already got mad and punched them in the spiritual realm. You feel me? That's how it goes, right? So, you don't ascend through not beating your meat. You don't abstain necessarily from just abstaining from pleasures. No, you ascend because you understand that something like beating your meat can't stop you from ascending, right? You can ascend. Your mind ascends whenever your mind chooses to. Like, not even your mind, your spirit. Your physical body doesn't decide if you ascend because your physical body can't fully ascend with you. Your spirit does, right? Um, I will say this though too to add on to what he's saying, that there is a lot of validity in what this guy is saying though, because take it back to my point of literally how I just explained. It starts in the spiritual realm and then it comes down to the physical realm, right? If you beat your meat in the physical realm and you deplete yourself of that creative energy in the physical realm, that and how well it affects your physical body, then just imagine, since you did it here, that means you already had to do it in the spiritual realm as well. Just imagine the spiritual energy, the creative energy that you lost in the spiritual and creative realm that you're releasing, and you're giving that energy to this reality, to this universe, to this other frequency of lust, or this frequency or corporate in the physical realm. It's a corporation known as P Hub, OnlyFans X. But in the spiritual realm, that's a spirit, that's a demon, you could even say, that feeds off of your energy and giving it to it. You know what I mean? If it's $1 million-billion industry, then that means it's a $1 trillion spiritual currency frequency in the spiritual realm, right? So I will say that same energy you're giving towards this industry, to the spiritual frequency, you could give it to your own frequency, to your own business, to your own being, to your own body, and you would see enhanced changes if you believe there's enhanced changes, and you actually, stay on that frequency and don't just think like, well, honestly, I guess you could say even if you just said you would get success through just not beating your meat, you would experience a reality like that too. Yeah, I guess you would. You would experience a reality like that. So I guess either way, yeah, I guess this video does kind of work if you believe it. I don't think like this because this just seems kind of like dumb to me. But and then he has a bunch of videos like that. Why is there so many videos where he talks about stop coming, bro? Yo, grown men, which no hate, I guess, but like, yo, bro, what's up with grown men? Again, what happened to where grown men sit online and talk about not jacking off? It just makes me so like, it's just weird. It's just he's in your balls. Okay, buddy. Yeah. You have, you know what I'm saying? Y'all boys who like this shit, y'all enjoy it. I'm not fucking with this. This is weird. But anyways, I'll see y'all boys. Alex Virgo. Love.